It's boundlessly cool. Like, that's as cool as you get. What's up, friends? Today we're checking out one of my favorite artists I've been listening to for the last 16 years, which is crazy that it's been that long. Checking out G-Dragon's new album, Bermensch. I'm so excited for this. You probably are as well. G-Dragon is one of my favorite rappers and performers of all time. Often when I'm in the studio, I think, what would G-Dragon do? So really excited to check this out. We'll be going through the whole album. Of course, we've heard the first couple of tracks, but we still gotta talk about him. We're looking at this from the perspective of a producer and songwriter and a performer. So yeah, let's get into it.
But you ain't know. Okay, down like camera, act like you know. Don't play on me.
You just gotta love GD's vocals and the way he approaches just every single word with that kind of like ferocity, like kind of type of sound. I think it's so sick. Try to do it in my rap sometimes too. It's so sick. I think it's really typical of YG artists to have these choruses where they like say a word or phrase, just like a short little thing, and then they have this really cool instrumental hook that goes throughout the rest of the portion. It's so EDM and it's so cool. Yeah, you gotta just love to hear it. You got GD, Daesung, Taeyang. Would love to hear Top as well in this song. I mean, you can tell this is a big bang song. Like, great track to start the album. I like how there's kind of this dual meaning in the lyrics. You have the meaning of it's like I never left, you know, which could be someone returning to a lover, or it could be someone returning to their fans. Because, you know, with this, he's kind of saying, I'm back in the artist scene. I'm here full force, and it's going to be like I never left. So I like when songs can have that dual meaning, both for the public perception of the artist as well as kind of a lover or a relationship. Yeah. Great track to start the album. I mean, deep down you're like, man, it'd be so cool if this was a Big Bang song, but it's great just to hear it. I'm just grateful that it exists. Okay, next up, we're going to listen to Power. Another great track. You don't notice things the first time all the time, and I love how just dirty and disgusting that kick drum is. It just sounds like distorted in all these really interesting ways. It's great. I mean, I've already done like a full commentary on this song, but that power. Like, I normally don't like when songs have those like repeated phrases that just go over and over and over again, but this one is just different. I mean, there's so much great form to the songwriting that switch back into more lyrics and then going back to the power, and there's just so many lyrics crammed into the song in such a clever way and such cool rhythms. It's awesome. I was recently chatting with another rapper in the kind of local Vegas scene, and we were talking about our influences, and I said, G-Dragon is one of my biggest influences, and he, of course, didn't know who I was talking about, so I was like, oh, you gotta listen to him. He's this Korean rapper, and he's just off the chain. So I showed him Power, and he was just feeling it, just like this big old black rapper, and he's just like, dude, his flows are immaculate. Like, he is so tight. Like, no one's that tight. And I'm like, right? He's crazy. It's crazy. It's so good. Yeah. I am like the evangelist for GD here in Vegas. But yeah, I mean, stupid good. It's crazy how good Power is. Was such a hit. Just an absolute hit song. Got two of the biggest K-pop artists around. You got Anderson .Paak and G-Dragon coming together. Two of my favorite Korean artists. Too bad. Let's check it out.
Check it out, you do. What it do? Tick it tock and I move. Booty knock, you do.
The percussive pattern on this song is so sick.
I don't think so. Baby girl, too bad for me. There you go. Took that ass.
One thing I love to do when I'm composing a song and like producing a thing is to have this contrast of a really like nasty vocal with a really smooth vocal. And I feel like this is like that perfect example of that, with Andy having this super smooth vocal while GD just like, you know, it's just, it's so cool. I love it. I love when a song is like a true duet, and this song is totally a true duet. You know, I think it comes from having these two guys who've been members of really successful music groups, with Anderson .Paak being in Silk Sonic, GD being in Big Bang, where they're just very open to collaboration and to full and complete collaboration rather than just kind of a minimal feature. Just minimal ego. And you can really hear that here. And I think that's just so cool. Yeah. I love the silly ad-libs that they have throughout the song. It's something I've done with some of my music, and it makes me want to do it with more of it. It's just have these kind of fun little vocals going on in the background during raps, and I just think it's so clever. And when it's done right, it just sounds awesome, and I love it so much. Yeah, what a great song. What a great piece of music. I really, really enjoy it. Okay, put in the comments if you want me to do a full reaction to the music video. Haven't seen it yet. Dramas next up. I love how he still adds kind of this hip hop nastiness to a ballad. It's just so cool. So interesting. His voice on this is so interesting. I mean, he's done ballads where it's very clean, but this one's not, and I like it because he's pissed. Blessing the curse that we are born with. I give it up. It's been so long since I've used a vocoder, and I love how it sounds on GD's voice, and it just makes me want to go back and use more vocoders in my music and be like, oh, okay, where else can I use a vocoder? What else can I do to manipulate vocals in that interesting way? Because it just sounds so good here. Gotta love an ending when they take out the vocal and just have the vocoder there with the track. So cool. Such a weird vibe, and it works so well. It almost makes you feel like you should be kind of singing along at that portion, and in that way I feel like it's very good for crowd engagement and potential crowd engagement. Yeah, just very cool. I love when artists choose to do the weird thing, you know? Like, there's the normal thing to do, there's kind of the natural response, and then there's the weird response, like the weird route. And I feel like this album in general has been doing that so far, where so often they're taking the weird route. I Belong, IU is next up. Excited to check it out. Forever I stay with you. That hook's sick, and I love the vocal layers on the hook. They're so cool. Oh. Ooh. There's like a break, and then it goes back to that vocal. It's so cool. Oh, it's great. I love it. I know where the hell we at must be heaven. That contrast of going from these like ferocious rap vocals just sounding like pissed off to this super clean I belong to you. It's just it's what happens when you have so much range, like G-Dragon. You know, I try to capture that as well in my recordings of like the difference and that contrast, and it's so well done here. I belong to you. Wow. What a cool song. I feel like I've heard so many people try to do a song like this, like that kind of like chill 80s synths with kind of a 4-on-the-floor kick, and it doesn't land right because it's not stupid catchy, and there's no aggressiveness to it to kind of contrast that. And here they do it just completely right. Like, I've never wanted to make a song like this because most people don't do it well. You know, I don't want to point out examples because I want to hate, but a lot of people don't do this well, and GD just did it completely right. And I'm like, okay, well, now I see the viability of that. Now I see that it can be great. GD would be the person to convince me that that's a viable type of song to do. Take Me is next up. There's probably people who've done this before, but those funky guitars with that sampled it's so interesting. I love it. This song's just like a bunch of hooks. Like it's just hook, 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 hook. Like there's nothing not catchy in this song. It's amazing. And nothing overstays its welcome either. There's so many weird vocals with weird effects on them in that song. And you'd think like, oh, this isn't gonna land right. Like it's not gonna work. And then it works consistently. Also, it's so dancey. I feel like this is one of the reasons that I evangelize this type of music so much in my day-to-day interactions. And it's because I want to have a dance party where we can play Take Me and people are going to get down and boogie. You know? Like this Friday, I'm DJing a little middle school dance here in Vegas because, you know, it pays well. And I wish I could just play this song. You know, I wish I could just play this and everyone would get it. They're not going to get it, so I'm not going to play it, but I wish I could. I wish I could just like be like, oh, here it is. We're listening to this now, but we're not going to do that. Okay. Rant over. This next song is Bonan Mana. That chorus is so catchy. I don't know what they're saying, but it's so catchy. It's so weird. It throws off like the song in a weird way, and it's just because he's like so monotone and chill and rappy and like toneless as he's over this really beautiful acoustic guitar. It's crazy.
She ain't got no problems, all right. No, nah.
Oh, there is tone to it. There's like a harmony now. Oh, that's so cool. Going from this super cool, like high siren sounding vocal into a rap on an acoustic track is just so cool. It's boundlessly cool. Like that's as cool as you get. I want to do I want to go to a show. I want to go to a G-Dragon show. He's performing in LA, but it's not Vegas, and it's just like, whatever. Don't need to complain about this, but it sounds so cool. What a great song. One of the more interesting songs in the album. The production is so simple. It's just acoustic guitar and vocals, basically the entire song. But the songwriting is so dominant, and there's so many cool like little harmony things that are added to it. There's so many cool vocal layers that it just becomes awesome. It just becomes untouchable. Yeah. Okay. Gyro drop. Last one. So far, this album has 0 disappointments, 0 skips. So. That flow and rhythm is so cool on top of this. It's so just like, oh. Switching up that sample to be vocoded and then having G-Dragon do a vocoder on top of it, it's so cool. That's such a great idea. It's such an interesting mix-up, you know? I love changing a sample and like recontextualizing it within a song. I do that in my own music. It's so cool hearing it here. Too short, because every single song was amazing. So, I mean, it's too short. You know, I want more. I'm just like craving more because that was so good. I'm going to listen to this over and over again. I'm going to study his flow because it was just awesome. The songwriting was great. The only thing missing is the top song. Like, I want a GD top song because G-Dragon and top is just like the wombo combo. Why'd you have to get caught top? Do what you want. It's just... also, just come back. Just come back to us, you know? We don't care. I don't care. American fans don't care. We're very confused, honestly, at the drama. Wow. What a great album. Just front to back, bangers on bangers. Like, not a song that's not cool and great and interesting and has hooks all over the place and great rapping and great expression. I mean, there's a reason There's a reason he's seen as king. It's because he's a king. He's just out here defending his throne. I love it. I love it. This is a very good album. Hope you enjoy my thoughts on this. If you really want me to see me do like a full, more in-depth reaction to the one with Andy Pack, let me know in the comment section. Also, I make my own music. I've got a song out. I'm heavily influenced by G-Dragon, but it's nowhere near this good, obviously. But if you are gracious enough to check out what I've got, if it's not like the biggest bother in the world to do it, I'd really appreciate if you checked out my music. Also, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks so much. Catch you on the flip.
Sanctify, sanctify, open up the third eye. Clarify, clarify, done living out the worst lie. Angels cry, prophets die, a message only heard by the pliable. Next most willing to revise long-held perceptions, expectations, biases.